We proclaim a summer of love in the city of San Francisco. Haight-Ashbury is the focus of a universal spiritual awakening. The summer of love is an expression of this awakening. We call upon the world to help us celebrate the infinite holiness of life. Love will flow from San Francisco as it does from the heart of every flower, the fire of every star, the smile of every child. We ask all who come here to come here in love. We ask all who live here to greet all men with love. Let your love generate happenings for the summer. Bring your happenings to the summer of love. We welcome every happening conceived in love and dedicated to love. San Francisco's Haight-Ashbury district. In 1967, lovers, dreamers, and the free-spirited came here to find kindred souls who shared their dream of unity. Looking back at almost half a century later, are the ideals that started the love movement still relevant today? Beat poet Allen Ginsberg called them the seekers, youth looking for a better world than their parents knew. Isn't the search itself something important to keep alive in our crazy 21st century world? The search for why we had become so separated and divided against each other led these so-called hippies to turn on or become aware of the systemic inequities of modern society and what we had become. They felt the threat of nuclear war. They were left bewildered at our persistent presence in Vietnam, and yet were marginalized and often retaliated against for moving into the streets to exercise their right to free speech. They wanted to create their own form of unity and collaboration. They felt that we, the people, were doing a poor job at running our government, and that our way of life rewarded giving up individuality and left too many behind without basic survival needs. And that was not only in disharmony with the earth, but most likely unsustainable or perhaps even planet-destroying. So they made the choice to take positive action and realize the dream of the loving and cooperative utopia they envisioned by sharing and caring for each other, often even dismissing society completely for a communal lifestyle. They admired the intuitive tribal ways and ages-old life-affirming wisdom of the Native Americans who had been living for millennia in harmony with the earth. Hindu, Buddhist, and other Eastern philosophies were also guiding principles of the movement. And how mainstream have these rituals become today? Ritual. Wow. It's all about slowing down, acknowledging the love, and coming together for the shared experience. A sacred moment. An opportunity to focus on one thing that we value so much. We express our appreciation for everything with which we have been blessed, whether it is our food, our fun, our romance, our sacred unions as couples, our births, or our saying farewell in death. Rituals provide reminders to be grateful for what our Mother Earth has shared with us. If it's one thing I'm constantly reminded by friends who have kids, it's that sharing is caring. And it is beautiful to see this lesson taught to our youth. After all, without sharing, we wouldn't even be in this world. Think about it. Mom and Dad had to share a special moment just for us to be here. What's the good in having something if we can't share it? It may sound counterintuitive in a culture of scarcity, but I'm here to tell you, the more we give, the more we receive. Food, sustenance, the staff of life. This is the stuff that keeps us alive. What kind of relationship do we have with it? Where's it coming from, and what did it take to bring it to us? Do we recognize food for the medicine that it can be and pay attention to what we're putting in our bodies so that we can thrive? Or do we ignore the ramifications of our industrialized food system and continue to pollute both our internal and external ecosystems? Do we let culture dictate what we believe, despite their motives not necessarily being in harmony with our own well-being? so many cultures, so many religions, so many faiths, so many personal preferences, so many versions of the story of life. It's easy to lose sight of the fact that we are all related and that there is no other. Sure, we have our own individual truths, but do we allow the fact that we have a unique perspective to continue to separate us? If we want to move forward united in this new love paradigm, it stands to reason that our acknowledgement, respect, and acceptance of all people's stories is a good place to start. That all versions of our collective reality are worthy and in need of our love as we are of theirs. Can we embrace as valid rather than demonize the other's story? Because to them, they're as much the truth as ours are to us. Where's that coexist bumper sticker? And as I like to say, you're either with us or you still believe there's a them. It's great irony how the elders were vilified back in the 60s, and now it is these very same people who are now our elders who provided the groundwork that paved the way for what the movement is today. So we include them wholeheartedly with gratitude as our sages and guides. This basic recognition of the wisdom of the ages has existed for indigenous people the world over for countless generations. These enlightened souls give us insight into what works and what doesn't in a way that only the experience of years can provide. And if we're really lucky, one day we may be elders ourselves. In fact, have we called Grandma or Grandpa lately? Let's face it, although musical styles evolve with each generation, it's that basic rhythmic vibration we feel in our soul that unites us through its universal language. It's buried deeply in our DNA to celebrate life through music and movement. Ever dance at a Dead show or rave? Slam at a punk or metal show? Bump and grind in a club of any kind? Slow dance through a crowded ballroom or high school gymnasium perhaps? Bop your head to any music anywhere ever? Tap a toe even? Though we may dance to the beat of our own drummer, if we find the frequency of love and sing in harmony, we can heal the dissonance and discord in the world. Let's be a choir of love, and not a cacophony of chaos. I'm down with that. Message of love? Count me in. Let's play. If we could only embrace that inner child of ours who explored life with an exuberant curiosity, no judgments based on preconceived stories, we'd run wild and free, enjoying our sense of play and exploring the wonders of our vivid imagination that we had to stifle along the way as we learned to quote-unquote behave. If we break down the societal barriers and release the child trapped within us, what will they inspire us to do? In fact, let's take a roll in the grass and find out. Good old Hippie Hill. How often in life do any of us just stop to chill out, lie on the grass, contemplate the clouds, smoke a joint, perhaps join a drum circle, and commune with friendly revelers? The hippie movement was about collectively exploring freedom, going beyond the limited aspects of the mind and connecting with higher aspects of life. Cannabis played a large role in facilitating this by giving us access to an inherent connection to our inner selves and the world around us. In fact, we were all born with cannabinoid receptors in our body, proving that the plant is helping us evolve to live in better harmony with Mother Nature. The awakening that started then is being more fully realized now, as barriers and stigmas are being broken down and legalization is spreading. Once we start growing cannabis on a widespread basis, it will be a game changer on so many levels. Think of the forest we'll save by cultivating this abundantly useful and rapidly replenishing resource for our paper, rope, and building materials. The list of uses for this sacred plant go on and on. Medicine, pleasure, our homes, the clothes we wear, our cars, and the fuel to power them. This miracle plant does it all. From the industrial and environmental to the medicinal and spiritually healing. These were known facts for everyone from George Washington to Henry Ford, and now even Sanjay Gupta is on board. In fact, let's hear it from a guy who was a master of the cosmos. Okay, check this out. According to Carl Sagan, the illegality of cannabis is outrageous. an impediment to the full utilization of a drug, which helps produce the serenity and insight, the sensitivity and fellowship so desperately needed in our increasingly mad and dangerous world. Do you hear it? The birds chirping, water babbling, flowers cooing, the trees singing, the dogs barking. Nature's talking to us all the time, trying to teach us lessons, calling us home to our oneness with it, sharing its life-giving gifts, born of love. Listen. One thing that rings true to me about love, and it seems like the hippies instinctively tapped into this, is instead of fighting against what is, we can take it to a new paradigm and grow towards what we want to create. Instead of battling imaginary enemies like the Don Quixotes to the windmills, let's realize the utopia they envisioned. Finally, one area where we have a choice is where to direct our imagination. So do we imagine how bad the facts of the story are behind the scenes that we'll never even know anyway? Or do we imagine how good we can have it if we get to design and develop the world of our dreams, whose primary motive is to nurture life? Imagine all the people living life in peace. Given our recognition of the vast resources that already exist for us on our planet, and the obviously unlimited energy available to us from the sun, wind, and water using our technology, we can embrace that personal and collective feeling of abundance. Let's face it, our each waking moment is spent doing something, so we can always ask ourselves, what am I doing and why? That opens the door for new choices for action to emerge. When enough of us devote our time and resources towards assuring the needs of all are met, we'll already have the unity we yearn for, and we're creating that new love paradigm in all we do. I know in my heart there are millions of people out there wondering what they could do to participate in causing a major shift in our collective thinking towards unity and love. That despite any current feelings that it's hopeless to change and that we are powerless to do anything about it, we come together anyway and see what we can imagine into existence. We appeal to the lovers and the dreamers to come join us, to the children and the children at heart, to the ones who believe there's a better way and that we can do more to help shape our future and take care of our own. Have we been waiting for a reason to drop the distractions, get off the couch, and work for the greater good? Are we missing the gift of volunteerism, the way it makes us feel, and the company we keep while doing it? We as individuals and collectively, however we group ourselves together, get to make the conscious choice to act out of love. When we do, nurturing each other and caring for our environment will become as second nature as the beating of our hearts. This is where we invite you to come aboard, get on the bus with us, and go for the journey of a lifetime. From the summer of unconditional love to the love paradigm itself. Let's take this trip and see what we can create. This is our life story to write. Let's make it a love story. Come on.